Hi everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the generator protection, that is the rotor protection. Okay, in previous video lecture I am discussing about the stator fault protection. Now in present video lecture I am discussing about the rotor fault protection. Okay, rotor faults and its protection is the faults in the rotor circuit may be either earth faults or between the turns of the field winding. It may be obtained by the earth faults or between the turns. Okay, coming to the contents, first one is the rotor faults. We discuss about the what is the rotor faults and how we will give the protection. Next one is the rotor earth fault protection. Rotor earth fault protection. Next one is the rotor temperature alarm. Next is the loss of excitation of protection. Next one is the over voltage protection, and next one is the overload protection and reverse power protection. Okay, next one is the negative phase sequence protection. Next, automatic field suppression and use of neutral circuit breaker. Okay, last one is the external fault backup protection. These are will be discussed in the present video lecture. Okay, first one is the what is the rotor faults. Okay, what is the rotor faults? The faults in the rotor circuit is either earth faults or between the turns of the field winding or interturn faults between the turns of the field winding or the earth faults. Okay, the field circuits are normally operated unearthed. In the case of the rotor, the field circuits are operated unearthed. So, a single earth fault will not affect its operation. Okay, but when a second fault arises in the field winding, that is the short circuited and produce an unsymmetrical field systems which leads to the unbalanced forces. By obtaining the second fault arises in the field winding, the unsymmetrical field systems is leaded to the unbalanced forces on the rotor and results in the excess pressure and bearings and the shaft disturbances. Excess pressure and bearings and the shaft disturbances. Okay, the differential protection schemes for the rotor protections are the rotor earth fault protections. The differential protection schemes for the rotor protection, okay, are the rotor earth fault protection. Next one is the loss of excitation protection. Next one is the protection against rotor overheating because of over excitation. Because of the over excitation, the rotor is overheated. Okay, in that situation also we give the protection. Okay, next one is the rotor temperature alarm. While increasing the temperature of the rotor, then we give the alarm signal. Okay, next one is the automatic field suppression and use of neutral circuit breakers. Next one is the alternative arrangement of the field suppression. Alternate arrangement of the field suppression. These are the various rotor faults. Okay, the differential protection schemes for rotor earth fault protections are in that first one is the rotor earth fault protection. In that the first one is the rotor earth fault protection. Okay, the rotor of the generator is normally unearthed. The rotor of the generator is normally unearthed, that is remains isolated from the earth, that is remains isolated from the earth. Therefore, the single faults due to the insulation breakdown will not rises the fault current, fault current. For a large generators, for in the case of a large generator, the rotor earth fault protection system is used for the protection of the field winding. Okay, the rotor earth fault protection is done by DC injection method or the AC injection methods. By using these two methods, we give the protection for the rotor earth faults. When the one earth fault occur in the rotor, then it is not necessary that the system is completely tripped. The system is completely tripped. Only the relay indicates that the fault has occurred. The relay indicates that the fault has occurred. Okay, methods of rotor earth fault protections are the high resistance method. By using the high resistance method, we control the earth faults. Okay, in this method, high resistance is connected across the field winding of the rotor. In this method, the high resistance is connected across the field winding of the rotor. Okay, clear? The midpoint of the rotor is grounded through a sense to relay. At the midpoint, we are connecting the one sense to relay. When fault occurs, the relay detects the fault. If in the case of the fault, the relay detects the fault and sending a tripping command to the circuit breaker. Okay, the major disadvantages of this such type of system is that it can detect the fault for most of the rotor circuit except the rotor center point. Okay, this difficulty can be overcome by shifting the tap on the resistance from the center to the somewhere else. By using the tapping at the center, this problem will be overcome. Okay, the resistance from the center to the somewhere, the relay can detect the midpoint fault of the rotor also. This is the one of the resistance injected method. Okay, the DC or the AC voltage is immersed between the field circuit while injecting the DC or AC voltage between the field circuit and grounded through the sense to voltage relay and current limiting resistors or capacitors. Okay, but DC source is generally used for the overcurrent relays. DC source is generally used for the overcurrent relays. In case of a DC, it is a more sensitive than the AC. Okay, AC and DC injected method for rotor earth fault protection. In this method, alternating current is injected into the field surrounding circuit and grounded along with a sense to over voltage relay. Okay, grounded along with a sense to voltage over current relay and a current limiting capacitor A single earth fault in the rotor circuit will complete the part of the fault is sended by the relay. If any one earth faults will be obtained, then it senses the relay. Okay, this is the rotor earth fault protection. This is the rotor earth fault protection. The major disadvantage of this type of system is leakage of currents through the capacitor. Leakage of currents through these capacitors. Okay, this current unbalances the magnetic field and increases the stress. Okay, the problem of AC injection system can be overcome by using the DC injection method. Okay, this method is simple and has no problem of leakage of current. Okay, this is the rotor earth fault protection and this is the exciter and this is the generator rotor field winding. At the midpoint we are connecting the one resistor that is supplied by the auxiliary DC supply. Okay, that is supplied by the auxiliary DC supply. The positive terminals of DC source is grounded. Okay, the positive terminals of this DC source is grounded. When the earth fault occurs, the fault current will complete the circuit path, and the fault is sensed by the relay, and this is the relay, and the fault is sensed by the relay. Okay, this is the rotor earth fault. This is the rotor earth fault protection. Okay, next coming to the rotor temperature alarm. Rotor temperature alarm. It is provided for in the case of a large generator. This is the generator rotor field winding. It is connected by the slip rings. These are the slip rings that will be connected to the voltage coil and the current coil that are to be shunted by the exciters. Okay, it is provided for the large generators. The rotor temperature alarms are used for in the case of a large generators. Okay, it indicates the level of temperature but not the actual hotspot temperature. Okay, the alarm indicates the level of temperature. The relay measures the temperature by measuring the measuring resistance. This relay measures the temperature by measuring this resistance. This will be used in the case of a large size of generator. This will be used in the case of a large size of a generator. Okay, this is the rotor temperature alarm. This indicates only for the level of the temperature. Okay, this alarm indicates only the level of the temperature. Okay, next coming to the loss of excitation. This is also the one of the protection against the rotor earth fault protection. Okay, next coming to the loss of excitation. Okay, loss of excitation is also one of the major important criteria in the case of the rotor faults. Okay, in the case of a loss of excitation, when the first of all, what is meant by the excitation? Excitation means the supplying current to the field winding. Supplying current to the field winding is known as the excitation. When the excitation of the generator is lost, it operates as an induction generator. It drives the excitation from the system and supplies a power at a leading power factor which may cause. Okay, that is the law. When the excitation of the generator is lost, in that case we identified by using the relaying signal. A fall in the voltage also loss of the synchronism. If the voltage will be fall down, then we lost the synchronism and then the system will be instability. Due to that loss of the voltage and loss of the synchronism, the system is to be instability. Okay, overheating of the rotor due to indication current. Okay, due to the overheatings, it indicates the currents on its protection. Having more characteristics are used for detecting the loss of this field. By using the more characteristics, we detecting the loss of field. Okay, next coming to the over voltage protection. Next coming to the over voltage protection. Over voltage protection. First, what is meant by the over voltage protection? Why we need the over voltage protection? Okay, over voltage protection is the is a power supply feature. It is one of the power supply feature which shut down the supply or clamps the output when the voltage exceeds a preset value. Okay, most power supplies use an over voltage protection circuit to prevent the damage to the electronic components. Okay, most of power supplies uses the over voltage protection circuit to prevent the damage to the electronic components. Okay, the impact of an over voltage condition varies from one circuit to the other. It will be varies and ranges from damaging the components to degrading the components and causing the circuit malfunctions of fires on causing the circuit for the malfunction. Okay, an over voltage condition occurs in the power supply due to the faults inside the supply. Okay, the over voltage protection is required in case of the hydroelectric or gas turbo generators, but not in the case of a turbo generators. Okay, the over voltages are caused due to the transient over voltage. First one is the transient over voltage is the transmission line due to the lightning. The transient over voltages are obtained. Next, coming to the second one, defective operations of the voltage regulator. By mal-operation of the voltage regulators or any faults are obtained in the voltage regulators, then the over voltage will be obtained. Next, second one is the sudden loss of the load. When suddenly shut down the loads due to the line trippings, automatically the over voltages are obtained. Okay. Next one is the protection is provided with an over voltage relay. Okay, by using the protection with an over voltage relay, it is usually indicates the pattern with an IDMT characteristics. Usually indicates the pattern with an IDMT characteristics. IDMT characteristics means the inverse definite minimum time characteristics. Okay, the ideal characteristics of an over voltage protection circuits are prevents the excessive voltage from being applied to the components. Okay, the protection circuits should not interference with the normal function of the system or circuit. Okay, be fast enough to respond to transient event that can be damage the power supply. The over voltage protection method should not to have false trip or undetected relay over current voltage conditions. Okay, the over voltage, every electrical circuit in a wiring system must be protected against the overloads. Okay, against the overloads. The over voltage protection circuit may be constructed using discrete components, integrated circuits, mechanical devices such as relays, etc. Okay, these are the over voltage protections. Okay, next coming to the overload protections. Okay, coming to the overload protection, every electrical circuit in the wiring system must be protected against the overloads. Every electrical circuit must be protected against the overloads. Okay, a circuit overloads occur when the amount of current flowing through the circuit exceeds the rating of the protective device. Then the over voltages are obtained. The overloading of the machine causes overheating. Due to the overloadings, we causes the overheating in the stator winding. That can be prevented by using the overcurrent relays. With the time delay adjustments. Next one is but overheating only depends on the overcurrents. It only depends on the overcurrent, but also failure of the cooling system. It will be depending upon the overheatings and also the failure of the cooling system. The amount of current flows in a circuit is determined by the load or a demand. Current flowing will be depending upon the load or a demand for currents. Okay, for example, if the circuit is rated for 15 amperes maximum, then rating of 15 amperes maximum, then a fuse or a circuit breaker of the rating will be in the circuit. If the current exceeds the 15 amperes, the circuit breaker will be open up. Okay, the circuit breaker will be open up. Cutting off any more current flows without overloading protection wires can get hot. Without overloading, wires can get hot or even melt the insulation and start a fire. Okay, due to that overloads, heat energy will be developed. Due to that heat energy, the insulation and starting the firing will be obtained. Due to that over voltages, we are obtaining the overheatings. Okay, then we will definitely give the cooling system. Okay, next one is, so temperature detector coils such as thermistors or thermocouples are used. Okay, temperature detected coils such as thermistors or the thermocouples are used. By using the thermistors or thermocouples, we detect the temperatures. Are used at various points in the stator winding for indication of the temperature. This is the total overloading. For that reason, we definitely give the protection against the overloadings or overheatings. Every electrical circuit must need a protection against the overloads. Okay, that overloads are obtained depending upon the amount of current flows through the circuit exceeds the rating of a protective devices. Okay, this is the important criteria in the case of a protection. Okay, next one is the coming to the reverse power protection. Okay, the reverse power protection is the most predominated protection in the case of a generator or the alternator. It is the one of the important criteria in the case of a generator or the alternator. Okay, when the prime mover fails, mechanics starts motoring and draws the electrical power from the supply. Supply. It is known as the inverted operation. It is used to protect the alternator or generator from monitoring actions when the turbine fail to give the mechanical power. Okay, it is a backup protection to the low forward protection. Okay, the generator can be protected from inverted operation by using the single element directional power relay, that is the reverse power relay, which senses the direction of a power flow. Okay, by using this reverse power flow protection, it senses the direction of a power flow. In this case, we are using the differential type of protection. Okay, the reverse power protection is the most important protection in the case of a alternator or the generator. Okay, it is used to protect the alternator or generator from motoring action when the turbine failed to give a mechanical power. It gives the backup protection also. Okay, next, coming to the why reverse power protection is the important. Why the reverse power protection is the important? When the current entering into the generator winding from the grid, the generator acts as a induction motor. The generator starts rotating in the direction of a turbine. In that case, the generator starts rotating in the direction of a turbine. Okay, here the generator takes the high input current. Okay, here the generator takes the high input current. Therefore, the rotor current starts flowing in the rotor coil. Then the rotor current is start flowing in the rotor coil. Okay, due to the diode properties, the diode blocks the reverse current. The diode blocks the reverse current which generated in the rotor. This current is larger than the diode's reverse braking current. Okay, this current is the large in the case of a diode's reverse braking current. Hence, the diode might be damaged. To avoid this, the reverse power protection for modern distribution protections and negative phase sequence protections is often regulated for common elements such as overcurrents or earth faults. But negative protection system is an powerful function itself, which the selectivity and the specifications to the protection scheme with capable to detecting the faults completely. Okay, Okay, that's why we need the reverse power protection. Next one is the negative phase sequence protection. Okay, this is the when the unbalances may cause a single phase faults or a unbalanced loading, and it gives rise the negative sequence current, and it gives rises the negative sequence currents when unbalances loadings and unbalances are obtained. In this case, negative sequence currents are obtained. Okay, these currents in the rotor causes the overheating. These currents in the rotor causes the overheating and damages the rotor circuit and damages the rotor circuit. Okay, this can be protected by negative sequence current filters with overcurrent relay. Okay, this can be protected by the negative current sequence and also the overcurrent relays. Okay, this is the basic circuit diagram for the negative phase sequence protection. In this case, these are the stator windings. This is the stator windings. In that we are connecting the CTs. The secondaries of these CTs are connected in the phases, that is the R phase, Y phase and B phase. In each the phases we are connecting the CTs. Okay, the stator windings are connected and it will be connected in the delta connection. Okay, that stator windings will be connected by the CTs, secondaries of the current transformer CTs. The CTs are also connected in the delta connection and that will be connected by the negative sequence filters. Okay, that CTs are connected by the negative phase sequence filters. That CTs are connected by the negative phase sequence filters and these are connected by the overcurrent relays. The negative phase sequence filters are connected by the overcurrent relays. When any faults are obtained in the stator winding when any negative phase sequence are obtained in this winding, then automatically that negative currents are flowing through these CTs and that will be filtered and it will be connected to the overcurrent relays. Okay, it will be connected to this overcurrent relays. Okay, then automatically the relay gives the indication to the circuit breaker. If there is a problem in the negative direction, that will be rectified. After that we connect the line. Okay, this is the negative phase sequence protection diagram. This is the stator winding. In that we are connecting the transformer secondaries of a current transformers. That current transformers are connected to the negative sequence filters. These are the negative sequence filters. That negative sequence filters are connected by the overcurrent relays. Through the negative sequence phase currents, the relay will be operated. That is the overcurrent relays. That is the overcurrent relays. Okay, this is the basic diagram for the negative phase sequence protection of the generator. When the negative phase sequences are obtained, then automatically the relay detects that negative phase sequence and it gives the indication Okay. Next one is the automatic field suppression and the use of neutral circuit breakers. Okay, next one is the automatic field suppression and the use of neutral circuit breakers. If any faults in the generator, if any faults are obtained in the case of a generator and the circuit breaker is tripped, okay, that faulted conditions to fed as long as the excitation will excite because EMF is induced in the generator itself due to the presence of the fault in the case of a generator. Due to the presence of the fault in the case of a generator, the circuit breaker is tripped. The circuit breaker is tripped. Then the fault continues in the failure as long as the excitation that will exist because of the EMF is induced in the generator itself. Okay, in the case of a fault in the generator, if any faults are obtained in the generator and through the circuit breakers, that fault currents will be flowing through the circuit breaker through the relay coil, because the relay coil MMF may be increased. Therefore, the MMF is directly proportional to the N into I. That means the number of turns, N is the number of turns, I is the current. If the fault current is increased, that MMF is automatically increased, then it gives the indication to the circuit breaker. Okay, then the relay coil is closes the tripping contact, and then automatically the tripping coil is energized and it gives the indication to the circuit breaker. Okay, then automatically the circuit breaker is tripped. Automatically the circuit breaker is tripped. Okay, the fault continues to fade as long as excitation will exist. The fault fed as long when the fault will be obtained at a long time. Due to that excitation, the EMF is induced in the generator itself. Due to that excitation, some EMF will be induced in the generator itself. Some EMF is induced in the generator itself. Okay, hence all protective systems not only trip the generator circuit breaker. Hence, the protective system not only trip the generator circuit breaker but also trips the automatic field discharge switch. Only we does not trip the generator circuit, and also we trip the automatic field discharge system switch. That's why we are using the automatic field suppression and use of a neutral circuit breaker. When the fault will be obtained in the case of a circuit breaker, the circuit breaker is tripped. Automatically the fault continues to fade as long as then the excitation is increased. This will exist because the EMF is induced in the generator itself. Hence, all the protection systems not only trip the generator circuit breaker but also trip the automatic field discharge switch, but also trip the automatic field discharge switch. Okay, this is the circuit diagram, basic diagram for the automatic field suppression and use of a neutral circuit breaker. This is the basic diagram for the automatic field suppression and the use of a neutral circuit breaker. Okay, this is the main circuit breaker. We are having the three phases. That's why we are taking the R, Y, B. In each and every phase we are connecting the circuit breakers and also the relay coils. Okay, this is the generator stator winding. This is the generator stator winding. Each phase stator winding are connected by the circuit breaker coil. Okay, in that we are using the switches. That switches are called as the automatic switchings. That circulating current relay contact. This is the circulating relay contact and this is the excitation field. This is the excitation circuit. When the fault will be obtained in this case. In the case of a fault, when the fault will be obtained, automatically the circuit breaker is tripped. Okay, due to that fault continuously, as long as the excitation may be increased, due to that fault current, the excitation will be increased. This excitation is identified in the case of a exciter. This is the exciter. Okay, this is the exciter. In that, the exciter, we are connecting the resistors by switching coil, resistors by the switching coil. This is the earthing resistor and this is the neutral circuit breakers. If any neutral faults are phase to earth faults are obtained, then this resistor is adjusted. This is the earthing resistance. It is known as the earthing resistance. If any faults are phase to earth faults or phase to neutral faults are obtained, in that case this earthing resistor is adjusted. Okay, this is the tripping contact coil 1, this is the tripping contact coil 1 and this is the tripping contact coil 2. Okay, this contact coil is connected by the resistors. Okay, this is the automatic field suppression and use of a neutral circuit breaker diagram. Okay, under automatic suppression field and in this protection only we trip the generator circuit breakers that we add the tripping the automatic field discharging switches. These are the automatic field discharging switches. Okay, these are the automatic field discharging switches. When the faults will be obtained, automatically these automatic field suppressions and discharging switches are also operated in this condition, Okay, this is the automatic field suppressions and the use of a neutral circuit breaker. In the case of a neutral point, we are using the one resistor. If any earth fault or neutral faults are obtained, in that condition, we are adjusting that resistance. We are adjusting that neutral point resistance. This is the earthing resistance. The name it is called as the earthing resistance. If any earth faults are obtained in that line, by adjusting these resistors, that faults will be reduced. Okay, this is the diagram for the automatic field suppressions and the use of a neutral point circuit and the use of a neutral circuit breakers. Okay, in that, so this is the generator stator winding. That generator stator winding is connected by these circuit breakers. In each and every phase we are connecting the circuit breakers. These are the automatic field suppression switches. Okay, by using these switches, if any faults are obtained in the near to the breaker is operated and also the trip the automatic field discharging switches are obtained in the case of automatic field suppression and neutral point circuit breakers are obtained. Okay, next one is the external fault or backup protection. In the case of the generator, we are obtaining the external faults. Okay, we definitely reduce that, or we definitely give the protection for that external faults. Okay, the overcurrents and the earth fault protections is provided for the backup protection. The overcurrent and earth fault protections is provided for the backup protection of the large size generators. Okay, the overcurrent and earth fault protections is provided by the backup protection of the large size generators. Okay, that is above 1 megavolt ampere rating of the generator, that is above the 1 MVA rating of the generators are protected by the differential protections against the external face to face fault and the face to earth faults. Okay, against the external face to face fault and the face to earth faults. Okay, this is the external fault or the backup protection. First, what is the why we need the external faults and what are the external faults are obtained, how we will give the protection for the external backup protection. And overcurrent and the earth fault protection is provided for the backup protection, and overcurrent and earth fault protection is provided for the backup protection. For large size generations, it will be protected by the differential protection. In the case of a differential protections, at the both the end of the winding we are connecting the CTs. Under normal operating conditions, there is no difference between the CT1 current, that is the I1 current, and CT2 current, that is the I2 current. Okay, the algebraic sum of these differential currents will be equal to 0 under normal operating conditions. Okay, if any faults are under abnormal conditions, while taking the balanced CTs also, and there is some phase current differences between the both CTs or between the CT1 and the CT2. That differential current will be flows through the relay coil. Okay, that differential current will be flowing through the relay coil. Okay, due to that differential current, the relay will be operated and the relay closes the tripping contact and gives the tripping signal to the circuit breaker. Okay, and gives the tripping signal to the circuit breaker. Okay, and that is the differential protection. Okay, for in the case of a large size generators, but in the case of a large size generators we are using the differential protection. Okay, in the case of a external fault and backup protection, we are using the induction type of IDMT relays. That means the induction type inverse definite minimum time relays. Okay, IDMT means the inverse definite minimum time relays. The induction type IDMT relays is used for the external fault and the backup protection. Okay, inverse definite minimum time relays are operated when the minimum time will be flowing. Okay, this is the circuit for the external fault backup protection. Okay, in this is the generator stator winding. Okay, this is the three-phase generator stator winding. Each and every phase we are connecting the circuit breaking coils. Okay, this is the main circuit breaking coils, R phase, Y phase and B phase. Each and every phase we are connecting the circuit breaking coil, and then we are using the CTs. Okay, while we are using the differential protection, that means the in the both ends we are taking the CTs, but in the case but in this case we are using the at the ending end of the winding, that is the CTs are connected at the end of the winding only. Okay, this is the CTs, and then this CTs will be connected by this phase relays. Okay, at the end or at the midpoint of the phase relays we are connecting the earth fault relays. At the midpoint of this relays we are connecting the earth fault relays. If any earth faults are obtained by adjusting these relays, by identifying by using these relays. Okay, this is the earth fault relays. Okay, this is the earth fault relays. This earth fault relay is connected by the circuit breaker. This is the earth fault relay is connected by the circuit breaker and the secondary of the CT. Okay, that will be connected by the earthing resistance. We compulsory add this resistance at the earthing, at the neutral point. At the ground point we are connecting the one earthing resistance. This is the earthing resistance. If any earth faults are obtained in the line or in the circuit, then automatically we adjust this earthing resistance. By using this earthing resistance, that faults will be rectified. By using this earthing resistance, that faults will be rectified. Okay, this is the stator winding. That stator winding is connected to the circuit breakers. These are the circuit breakers. Each and every phase we are connecting the circuit breakers. Okay, in that we are connecting the CTs also. Each phase we are connecting the CTs, that is the current transformers. The secondaries of these CTs are connected by these phases, R phase, Y phase and the B phase. At the end, one point will be connected by the earthing relay coil, and other end of the CT will be connected by the protective relays. Other end of these CTs will be connected by the protective will be connected by the protective relays. These are the protective relays. Okay, if any external faults are obtained, in that case we are using this backup protection. If any external faults are obtained, normally if the internal faults are obtained, then the relay will be operated. But in the case of the external faults, the generator may also damaged. In that situation also we are connecting the external fault or backup protection. In that case we are giving the external fault or backup protection. That is the main reason for the protection of the external faults or the backup. In this case we are using the backup protection. Okay, this is the external fault or the backup protection. Okay, and these are all the rotor protection. These are all the rotor protection for the generators. In that, first one is the rotor faults, next one is the rotor earth fault protection, and also we are using the rotor temperature faults. Okay, the various rotor faults are the faults in the rotor circuit may be either earth faults or between the turn to turn faults. The rotor faults are obtained in the turn to turn or between the earth faults also obtained in the case of the rotor. That's why we are using the different types of rotor protections are obtained. Okay, in the case of the rotor earth faults, we are using the resistance and also we are using the DC injection method and also the AC injection method. Okay, a high resistance is connected across the rotor circuits and its midpoint is grounded through a resistance and the midpoint is grounded through a sensitive relay. Okay, the another method of the rotor earth fault is done by the DC injection method and also AC injection methods. Okay, the rotor earth fault is protected by using a high resistance is connected across the rotor circuits and it's the midpoint, and another method is the AC injection method or the DC injection methods. Okay, the DC or the AC voltages is immersed between the field circuits and the ground through a sensitive over voltage relays and current limiting resistors or capacitors are used. Okay, a single earth fault in the rotor circuit will complete the path and all the faults is sensed by the relay and all the faults is sensed by the relay. The DC injection method is the simple. Okay, the DC injection method is the simple. Okay, it has no problem of leakage of currents. Okay, that is the rotor earth fault protection. In the case of the rotor earth fault protection in the DC injection method, the positive sign will be earthed or grounded. Okay, next one is the rotor temperature alarm. It gives the indication while the temperature will be increased. It is provided for the large size of generators. It is provided for the large size of generators. Okay, the relay measures the temperatures by measuring the resistance. This is the circuit diagram for the alarm signal indication of the generator. Next type is the loss of excitation protection. Okay, next type is the loss of excitation protection. When we lose the excitation, then we give the protection. Okay, when the excitation of the generator is lost, it operates as an induction generator. It drives the excitation from the system and supply power at a leading power factor which may causes. Okay, in that case we are using the more type of characteristics. Okay, next one is the over voltage protections. If any over voltages are obtained, it requires in the case of a hydroelectric or gas turbo generators, but in the case of a turbo generators, that over voltages are caused by the transient over voltages that will be obtained by the lightnings. Next one is the sudden loss of the load due to the line tripping. Okay, sudden loss of the load due to the line tripping. Okay, next one is the protection is provided with an overload voltage relay is usually of indication of a pattern by the IDMT relays, that is the inverse definite minimum time of relays. Okay, next one is the overload protection. The overloading due to the overloads, more heat energy will be developed. Okay, that heat energy will be detected by using the overload protection. So temperature detector coils are there in such as thermistors or thermocouples are used. Okay, next one is the reverse power protection. In the case if any reverse powers will be obtained, in that case we need the protection. In that the generators can be protected from the inverted operations by using the single element directional power relays. Okay, next one is the negative phase sequence protections. While when the negative phase sequences are obtained, in that case also we are using the protection. The currents in the rotor causes the rotor overheating and damage to the rotor circuit. Okay, this is the negative phase sequence protection and this is the diagram. Next one is the automatic field suppression and the use of neutral circuit breaker. In the case of your automatic field suppression, all the protection systems not only trip the generator circuit breakers but also trip the automatic field distribution switches, and this is the basic circuit diagram for the automatic field suppressions and use of a neutral circuit. Okay, next last one is the external fault or backup protection. Okay, this type of external faults protections we are using the backup protection relays, that is IDMT relays, inverse definite minimum time relays are used for this purpose of protection. And overcurrents and earth faults is protection. Overcurrents and the earth faults protection is provided for the backup protections of a large size of generators for the differential protections. Okay, this is the diagram for the external fault backup protection. Okay, these are all coming to the rotor protections in the case of a generator protection. Okay, in the case of a generator or the alternator, we are having the stator faults and the rotor faults also. We definitely give the protection for that stator faults and also the rotor faults. We are using different types of protective schemes for the stator faults and the rotor faults. Okay, this video lecture is completely related to the rotor earth fault, rotor faults protections. Okay, in this rotor faults protections that may be obtained. The rotor earth faults protections are the major important faults in the case of the generator circuits. The fault in the rotor circuit may be either the earth faults or between the turn faults or between the turn poles. Okay, that in this case the differential protection schemes for the rotor protections are the rotor earth fault protection, loss of excitation and protection against the rotor overheating because of over excitation. Next one is the rotor temperature alarms. Next one is the automatic field suppressions and arrangement of the field suppressions. These are all the coming to the rotor faults. Okay, this is the completely related to the rotor faults protection for the generator. Okay, thank you.